What's hot in the strip clubs? Your hosts, the 2016 and 2017 recipients of the Exotic Dancer Publications DJ of the Year Award, Danny Meyers and Ilan Fong.
Hey, welcome to Behind the Curtain on What's Hot in the Strip Clubs podcast on Pantheon Podcast Network. My name is Danny Meyers, along with Ilan Fong. We bring you Behind the Curtain, and this is a show where we get to interview different people in our industry. And normally, either Ilan interviews them by himself or I interviewed them by myself. But today, the very first time, both of us are tag teaming one interview artist. What do you think, huh? How are you, Ilan?
Woohoo! Dude, I'm doing good. You know, Behind the Curtain keeps growing and expanding, Danny. Like you said, it started off with kind of industry people, right? And going behind the curtain with them and their lives and their talents in and outside of the industry. And, you know, I started reaching out to musicians and artists in general. So, you know, rock musicians like Bumblefoot, authors who did books on Eddie Van Halen and David Lee Roth and all sorts of other stuff. And I have some other ideas down the pike. So this is the first, another new expansion, both of us interviewing a very talented new artist. And I'll let you introduce our guest.
Okay, well, she is a feature performer. She actually won Feature Entertainer of the Year 2024, Newcomer of the Year 2023. She won an award for the Most Original Show, and also MissExoticDancer.com. Let me bring on Raychel Revolver. Hey, girl.
Hey.
What up? I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to share everything that we've been working on. So let's do this.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about is your most recent project, and that is House of Sin. So first of all, what is House of Sin, and how did you come up with the idea?
Well, I'm a little bit of a weirdo. I felt like I didn't fully blend into the pageant scene. I really had to glam up the things that I'm into. So I wanted to create an atmosphere where everybody could just be themselves, really tap into their dark energy, their dark sexiness, just anything that is taboo that you wouldn't normally see on the normal pageant circuit. So
yeah. So you came up with something called the Unigue Alternative Showgirl competition.
Showgirl competition.
So for those of you who can't put two and two together, somebody like me who didn't really understand much of this world, it's a goth competition for goth girls. And it was great because I've never done anything like this, and it was a lot of fun. Now give me some ideas how you actually put this all together.
Lord, I mean, it was a lot of work. I definitely had to, find the perfect venue, find the perfect group and team of people that wanted to work on this. I'm big on everyone getting along and working together as a whole and not being competitive, even though it is a competition. So that was huge on the forefront for me. And yeah, I don't know. It was just wild to watch. I'm still like, That was a lot. And it turns out, Danny, you might like goth girls, which we also found out too. Yeah.
Shocking.
One in particular.
Yeah.
But, maybe we'll give that up before the end of the show. Maybe we won't. Real quick, Ilan, let me get this in. This was done at Silk Exotic Platinum Milwaukee. And that was at House of Sin at Silk Exotic Platinum, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's a lot to say in one sentence. And this place was a freaking castle.
It was a whole castle.
It's literally, folks, a castle. The building is a castle. It's crazy.
Yeah. It was perfect.
So, hey, real quick for the non-strip club industry listeners, viewers. So when Raychel was talking about the pageants, so we have what are called feature showgirls, and they choreograph these elaborate shows with costumes, and it could be, fire shows or aerial shows, dancing. And yes, they are in strip clubs, so it has a burlesque topless element, of course. But it is definitely more in the pageant, like, you would think of an adult Miss USA kind of type thing, right? A stripper version of it, right? And then, so that's the normal feature showgirl arena that she's talking about. And then she has added now this for people who have a bunch of tattoos and like different music than just the mainstream stuff and have little darker visions for their art. But I wanted to make sure we clarified for the non-strip club industry people who are listening, because they might be like, what?
Yeah. So this all happened from the time we're recording right now, which is September 19th. This all happened a few days ago on Friday the 13th. How could it be any better? So that was really awesome. And you put together an amazing show for everybody to see. And I was so excited for you, and I'm so excited to see you because you have been working on this for so long, and it all kind of came together. So what I want to do now is do a little segment called Rachel's Recap.
Recap.
Here she comes.
We can't afford effects, so I just make shit up.
So tell the people who are watching or listening to this at home what we just did.
So the plan was to have two different categories, which we followed through with. There was a newcomer category and a pro category. Our pro category was a little bit different because it was girls that are also in the goth burlesque scene and things like that, maybe not as much in the showgirl scene. So more of a vast variety of performers in the goth alt scene, which was really cool. And we saw everything from blood to sacrifices
What?
Girls coming out of coffins.
And lots of boobs. Lots of great boobs. I got a hard time concentrating on running the show. So, I mean,
Fire.
Yeah, lots of fire, all the fire.
Mhm.
You know, anything that was kind of outlandish that you wouldn't see at a normal, EDI show or things like that was definitely, I gave the go ahead. The girls had to email me to kind of tell me what they were doing. So I knew what we were in for. And it was just, it was wild as shit.
Yes. And all of the girls brought two boobs with them. So that was
there
nice.
were no multiples, which I was kind of disappointed. I'm waiting for a four titty act or something, but we'll get there.
Yeah, a real four titty act. Anyway,
That's
so
too many titties. That's utterly too much.
Hey, I see what you did there. That was nicely played. I appreciate the dad joke. You know, we are called Behind the Curtain. So what's really cool about this is that, this is Rachel's first time ever doing a big event. And it was an event. You had scheduled 14 competitors, right, in the two different divisions. Not all of them showed up. There were injuries, there were sicknesses, and all sorts of stuff going on. There's the promotion, there's coordinating with the club. So it's like a real business. So people don't understand what goes into a show like this. I mean, there was at least 6 months of prep work leading up to this event, if not a year, right? And it's Rachel's first time ever doing this. And I was one of the judges, and just from, I've been to numerous competitions and shows, and it was just a really job well done. I understand how hard it is to launch a brand new event, from panda parties like we used to do at Expo and pandemoniums and stuff like that Danny and I used to do with the Professional Adult Nightclub DJ Association, to doing something like this is incredible, bringing all the various personalities together. A lot of the girls came from all around the country, from different scenes, not even the strip club scene. So props to you on coordinating all that. Job well done. While, yes, I'm sure you learned a ton and you'll tweak things here and there. For our first event, it was outstanding. And props to all the entertainers. There was no drop off. There was no weak performance. Everyone did a great job.
That's a great point, because that's something I noticed. There was no filler shows, as you might want to call. Everybody brought their A game. As you said, you were a judge, and that had to be really, really tough, Ilan, to judge that competition. What was that like, judging it?
It really was. It was hard because, first, you had the two divisions, say the newcomer division, which are less experienced competitors, and then you had the pros who have been doing this for a while. And so, I did go a little bit different on my judging for each division. I expected more from the pros, obviously, and maybe didn't expect quite as much from the newcomers. But to be honest, I probably could have judged them just about the same. The newcomers were really impressive all around. I had some notes for them. I always try and be, give some positive feedback and then some notes on how they can improve. And everyone seemed to be receptive to that. Everybody had a growth mindset. They wanted to learn and grow from the conversations I had with them after the show. And it was very cool. It was tough to judge for sure. But I'd rather it be hard to judge than easy. Like, oh, there's a 2 and then there's a 10. You know what I mean? That's no fun, to be honest.
And I want to chime in on that as well, that, I really looked for specifics in the performers, even with their personality. I really wanted everybody to, work together, and that needed to be as well. But I also, watched videos and made sure that they were ready for this. I didn't want girls not to be ready. Part of their winnings was also the girls that got first place was getting bookings. So, that was a part of it besides the cash prize. So I need to deliver amazing performers for the clubs to have for their performances, because I want them to, bring in customers and stuff like that. So all around working together as a team was important as a whole. But yeah, no week performances are actually our newcomer. One of our newcomers got the highest score in the entire competition. So
yeah, and well, look, what I loved also was all the competitors helped each other out. Even though they were competing, they were all a team. Like they were supporting one another with, if it was helping clean up for a show or set up for a show or interacting with them during their show. No, there was no egos, and that is beautiful to see. And I see that a lot in feature competitions the last few years. So I got to give props where they're due.
We love that.
I agree. And then Raychel, when you came up with this idea about 6 months ago, you called me and you said, Danny, will you be the MC of this thing? Now, out of thousands of DJs, why did you pick me?
I know. Let's talk about me. I love you, Danny. No, you know what? Danny, you've been beside me on this whole journey and really supportive and always giving me great feedback with my music and things like that. And I really wanted the girls to be able to meet you too and to have, what I've been able to have with you, which has been, show building and friendship and safety and those things that we really need to have in our industry. Anytime I've been going through like a rough patch in my life too, I've called you and you've been supportive. So aside from the show part, I knew that I would have you in my corner, cheering me on along the way, just as much as I have been for you for the past few years as well. So I love you.
He's getting verklempt over there. I think he's getting emotional.
How do you do that heart thing?
I'm going to teach you to do that.
Anyway. You're a quality human being is what she's trying to say.
Yeah, for sure. You are. And you produce high quality work. It was great to watch you work with the girls. Our sound quality for their show was fucking insane. It was on point all night, and I am so OCD and I loved it. I'm like, the music's on point. So
yeah, big props going out to DJ Alex too, man. He not only did he get everything right and got the lights right and everything, but in between the girls, he was doing his sets, and man, that guy is talented. I always want to go back up there and just sit down in the crowd and, and watch him. And there were a lot of people that were there for him. There were a lot of people throwing cash on him. So that was very, very cool.
God damn it, Alex.
Yeah. Ilan, did you have a favorite performance or performer? Just from, not necessarily the best, but was there a favorite person that you got to meet maybe and watch their show?
Think about that.
Okay, go ahead.
I did. I
want to give Raychel and Nikita props because they did showcase shows too. They weren't competing, but they were, Rachel's obviously the host. So trifecta, organized the show, promoted the show, ran the show, and performed.
So much work. This was me all night.
Yeah. Sprinting from place to place. But
crawling on the floor. Either way.
I thought, show-wise, someone who didn't win any of the biggest awards, but impressed me was Veronica Knox with their energy. And I think they won Most Extreme Show. Is that right?
Yeah, she
and they did
Extreme Show, and she was the lingerie BDSM overall winner.
Okay,
so that as well.
But in her competition show, I was very impressed. She had great energy, great crowd interaction. Eye contact, all that sort of thing, and stayed in character. Like her character had an attitude. She did it. She was rough in her interaction with the crowd, like in a good way. You know what I mean? And so, but
she came out in fucking hooves.
Yes,
horse hooves.
Hooves. I tell you,
where'd you get the hooves?
We're getting Megan Thee Stallion, and we got Veronica the Knox. So But no, I mean, she did a really good job. I was really impressed with that. Being a showman type from fronting rock bands and acting and all the stuff I've done, I really appreciate someone who can stay in character. Yeah, and I think that was.
It was like that Tenacious D energy I almost got, right?
Yeah,
that's what I thought when I saw it. I was like,
it was aggressive and like, you're pumped up watching her. So props to Miss Knox. Yeah. Everyone did a great job. There was that was just something I didn't see maybe from all the other competitors, so that's why it stood out to me.
Yeah. Raychel, would you be willing to answer the same question? I know you put this all on, and you have to be careful not to show favorites. But, I mean, I won't even ask you who you thought was the best show. I'm just going to say, who are you the most excited to work with?
There you go.
There's a few girls that definitely I'm excited to do some future work with as well. I mean, all the girls were amazing, so no favoritism here. They all know. I'm friends with most of them anyway. So, definitely, Audrey Vanna brought this prestigious sexiness, this overall polished look to her. And, she made a succubus so sexy, and
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed that. Her physique, her energy, her cutesiness. I love all of it. She can be dark and sexy and all of it. I feel like she embodies I feel like I could see her in a few more years being one of the ultimate feature entertainers for sure. I could see her having a large following and that happening for her as well. And Serenity Valentine, our overall winner. I met her in Memphis last year, and I saw something within her. She asked me a lot of questions about featuring. She really was interested. She asked me the things that she thought that I, could help her on working out wise or other things. And she knew the assignment. She showed up, and
this was her first competition, right?
This was she was in Stripper Olympics too.
Wow, man, that young lady, Queen of the Damn Show, unbelievable. I forgot about that when you asked me. But most impressive was her aerial and pole work. She is so strong. Her core and like her body control allowed her to just make it look effortless with these power moves. And the costume was ridiculous. I mean, she became the Queen of the Damned. It was an amazing show.
Yeah. In Memphis, like she went on stage before me and I didn't want to do my feature.
Oh.
Yeah. Talk about an up and comer.
This girl's so good. I'm going to go.
Yeah. Serenity was impressive.
Yeah, she was great. Kat Black that we also brought on board. She's just starting to get bookings, and it's somebody that I used to house dance with. I did not give her a whole lot of guidance, so to see her just shine like that was beautiful. And she just really embodied like this sexy, cynical clown. And I think everybody was just in awe of how beautiful she looks like that too. We're just like, what in the hell? Because usually, the clown niche can go either or, and she really embodied it. She really, she brought it. All of it was just wonderful. And for Jynx to come onto the scene, she was the underdog of the show, I have to say, because I wasn't expecting that type of energy from her, and just her even running through the crowd and everything. I was like, God, she's got Raychel Revolver energy. I love all of this. She's wild. She's a wild one. And she's definitely another one to look out for. The pig sacrifice thing, I was like, this is too much. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like,
it wasn't a real pig. No real animals were harmed in the
it was a stuffed animal.
It was a stuffed animal. Yeah. I thought it was a bear. I didn't know it was a pig.
Yeah.
Yes. We're not eating the dogs or eating the cats.
The cats. No. And nor is anyone in Springfield, Ohio.
Not eating the dogs. We're not eating the cats.
I have so many friends in Springfield, but that's a whole nother story, man. They are really upset with all that. And likewise, it should be. Yeah, you had mentioned Kat Black, and that was the girl who I was most looking forward to meeting of the girls. And it's mostly, I think, because I talked to her on the phone about her music. I do music production, and I did a little bit for her set. And I don't know, we had this hour-long phone conversation, and she was just so easy to talk to. And so I said, I got to meet this girl in person. And then there she is, just incredibly beautiful. And I'm sitting there thinking, damn, why can't I be 40 years younger, But hopefully I didn't come across too creepy. But I told her that I am a Kat Black fan now. I cannot wait to see her get out there and perform. If she performs anywhere near Cincinnati, Ohio,
you're going to be there.
I will be there.
You're going to be there.
I will be there.
I love it.
He's your biggest fan. He's got a crush. Cute.
Yeah. Anything else
We're
about?
Make you smile of Kat Black clothes. No, we're still going on this. This is funny.
I do want to say House of Sin is spelled Haus. So it's Haus. It's the Germanic version of house.
Yeah, we like to.
Important to remember.
Dungeon. I wanted to bring that dungeon kind of like.
House. Remember them?
To the name. Yeah, House.
Goth band.
Yeah, I wanted to have that dungeony feel to the vibe of this. But I really, I do have a lot of girls that are asking me to do this competition, but I really do want to save this for the weirdos. I love everyone, but this edition is specifically for the weirdos like me that felt really awkward in a sequin costume for the last few years at EDI because I'd rather be covered in blood. But I've done the pageantry thing, and now I realize some things too. I love doing EDI, but I also get to do my crazy shit now with EDI because I'm confident within myself that I know what kind of show I can produce. And I think that's what I want these girls to learn from me too, is that you can be yourself in this business. You don't have to change. You can be a little awkward, a little quirky, a little dorky. And yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I'm so excited for the next one. I think there were some great friendships that were made within all of us, and it's really cool. That family aspect of the industry, I feel like, is coming back, and we should all embrace it. We're all people doing this weird ass job, and we're all going through our own shit. So, just embrace the weird.
Well, just to explain to people who are watching or listening, you had mentioned the EDIs. That stands for Exotic Dancer Invitational. Something else that I have the pleasure of hosting, by the way.
Yes.
EDIs. Yeah, that's the top showgirls in the world come down there and compete for this thing. And so when you say EDIs, I just want people to understand that. And EDI, Exotic Dancer Invitational, the Exotic Dancer publications actually backed you on all of this, supported you, not financially, but I mean supported you. And they wrote a nice article about everything. So big props to Dave Manna, Chris Kay, and everybody over at ED. Thank you.
Yeah, they've been so amazing on this journey. I actually called them up when I had the idea. I really wanted to get their feedback on what they thought, if they thought it was a good idea, if I would be able to pull it off. And honestly, Chris and Dave have been in my corner. I have Roxy in my corner as well. And it's really nice to have that camaraderie of supporting outside feature events as well. Because all I'm trying to do now is to build more bookings and more opportunities for the girls as I see my way out, because I'm on my last year. So, I love watching everything happening and unfolding for the girls. And that's the most important part. And I told Dave and Chris that I would lead with the heart, and that I really wanted to win all the awards that I won from ED the past few years. So I would have a little bit of a soapbox to stand on, so people, would hear me out. And it worked. I can't complain about anything. I have so much support in my corner from everybody in the industry that I need. So,
okay. Well, pageant 1, Friday the 13th, September, is in the books now. Let's move into the future. What's coming up? Is there another House of Sin? Are there any other pageants that you are working on?
Yes, actually. So we have a solidified date for our second House of Sin, which is going to be June 13th. We're going to have it at Silk Exotic again in Milwaukee. I did notice a little bit of a struggle as an aerialist myself, that I don't know if that's going to be a good aerial venue, because we need more ceiling space. So I am looking into other venues as well to do an aerial edition. And once I have all the details on that, then I will share. But so, June 13th for sure is the next one.
And by the way, that's Friday the 13th. Just so you guys know that. She pulls that
I was born on a Friday the 13th. Thank you very much.
Really?
Not bad luck for me. It's good luck for me. Damn right.
Yeah. That is. What do you think you can do to make this event even bigger and better in the future coming up?
We need to build on our team, I think, a little bit more. I try to overextend myself and do everything at one time. And I think I did okay, but
Great.
It would be nice. We're definitely going to bring some other people on board to do stage maintenance and things like that. So I'm not running around, and I can be a little bit more present for the girls. So,
have you thought about sponsorships and that sort of thing?
Yep, more sponsorships instead of just me sponsoring. I mean, we did have a lot of great sponsors. I do want to add, we did have some people that stepped up to the plate to help sponsor for the winnings, which was great. And just bigger and better things, more marketing, me learning more from people that know more than I do, and having, more industry experience. That way I'm guided correctly. So I definitely, we're going to be bringing Jeremy on board as well as part of our coordination crew. And we're also going to have more input from Angel Bow, who is obviously one of the most top alternative performers in the country, that has given me big hugs throughout my entire journey as well. So having her input and her feedback, I think, will also be able to build bigger and better. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Yeah. Somebody else that I saw there that did not compete, but you brought in as a judge, was Mila La Machina. And I got to tell you, man, it's so funny. I met her probably 8-10 years ago, and she was just coming into the scene. And I really hadn't followed much of her, but man, where she was to where she is now, whoa.
Right?
Whoa,
Beautiful,
with a
beautiful
capital
young lady.
W.
I think that's what House of Sin loves, though, is that beginner story. I think that's one of the things that I wanted, is like that you came from there, but now you're here, and like let's embrace here. So,
Mhm.
having Mila on board and her taking the time out of her schedule to give the girls great feedback. She has been on enough gigs to give great feedback to the girls on how they can build, get more audience engagement. I think that was huge, to have judges that could give constructive criticism for the girls to be able to build on their shows. That was the forefront that I wanted when I was looking for judges. So she was perfect. She was awesome to work with. She was so hard not to hit on all night. And
For Danny too.
Yeah,
great.
yeah. No, I hit on her. I didn't care.
Oh, okay.
I hit on her. Yeah, just
Danny.
Yeah, well, it's harmless. By the way, you guys helped me celebrate my 69th birthday.
Woohoo!
They
69 on your 69th, baby.
69 cake.
Woo!
Raychel was my first 69 at 69, meaning she brought me the cake, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Just to
God damn it.
Yeah. Ilan Fong, I want to ask you, before we let Raychel go, is there anything else that you'd like to bring up? Anything else that you'd like to talk about, call attention to, or maybe ask Raychel?
Dun, dun, dun. Well, first, I want to give her some credit because I was the judge for her at her first feature show. So she talked about the journey that features go from starting then, and that she lived it. She's a prime example of first time I saw her, needed a lot of work, a little rough around the edges. We've talked about this, so I'm not insulting her or anything like that, but she had a great smile and a great energy, and that's what I even wrote in my notes. Yeah, she pulled out the robot. It was great.
That's funny.
But no, and now, and so this was really my first time seeing her perform as a fully completed feature, and she blew me away. Great show that showcase that you did at the House of Sin show at Silks Platinum in Milwaukee. So great job there for you. And what is my question for you would be, what is your bigger vision? So you've talked about Ariel and you talked about another House of Sin. What's your mission or what's your purpose in these shows? Because you've talked a little bit about, collaboration and family aspects. So what's sort of your vision for how you want it to be?
So for the vision for House of Sin is for it definitely to be the safe place for performers, to talk about whatever they need to work out whatever they need to, whether it's, learning from me, if it's a spiritual journey or whatever else, anything that I can share to help a girl on her journey. A lot of these girls I have, helped on the journey a little bit. And that's why I brought them all together so they could all meet each other and realize that we're just all human beings. Like we're all dealing with our own stuff in the background and it's okay. And this is a safe spot. And that is what I wanted for House of Sin. I also wanted bookings that I feel like the girls feel safe on, that I can trust, the people that I'm sending them on the bookings for. And for Worldwide Showgirl Association, which is my umbrella, business that I started, is that whole United States camaraderie of having ambassadors from each state, us learning about dancer laws and staying updated on it, things that are going on with the DJs so we can learn to support better, all of the aspects of the club. That is the main mission, the main goal of Worldwide. And for House of Sin, to embrace the weirdos, and but we also have other things I'm working on too. We are working on an all Asian review as well. I don't want to just stay in the alt goth around.
And I will not be stripping. I am Asian, but I will not be performing.
We've
just
got
to
a
be
long
clear.
song showing
Yeah,
us
no. Hey, look, they couldn't have a better mentor than you. So
thank you.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different aspects to this. I'm learning as I go. We might adjust and change our mission, but the biggest thing, like what you guys visually saw, I want the girls working together. I want them to realize we're all on this journey together. We all have the same goal to be performers, and we can all learn so much from each other. I learned so much just, from these girls that are newer.
Yeah.
in that short period of time. You really don't know. All the girls have collectively so much information from their journey. So why not us all talk about it collaboratively and grow? So yeah.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to just point one other thing out. Being in the hotel lobby with a whole bunch of what we call normal people that were staying at the hotel too. The look they had when the girls were bringing in a coffin on the bell cart and trying to get this coffin in the elevator. I mean, that to me is a moment that will stand out forever. I wish I would have had my camera on for that, but that was good. Ilan?
That was one. That was one of them. And then
one story. One of the girls made
a jacket on me with that latex dress that I had on because
wowza. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
smoking hot. Another one of the girls were having a conversation and made a let's just say very blue comment as a couple was walking up to the elevator, a man and a woman, and the woman's face was appalled. And I'm like, hey, and I'm like, we do have families around here. It's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I totally forget where I am at times. So they didn't get in the elevator with us. It was pretty funny.
I hope it wasn't me because I definitely have no filter, but
no, it wasn't you.
Okay. Not this time. Thank God.
Not this time.
Nice. Well, I'm going to wrap things up here. Raychel Revolver, thank you so much for coming on Behind the Curtain with Ilan Fong and I. Ilan, you and I have so many of these shows where we've interviewed so many different people. Everything we have is on our website. I'm going to give you that address here in just a second. But you guys check it out. Any final thoughts, Ilan?
Well, Raychel, any social medias you want to promote or a website or anything for House of Sin?
Yeah, we have an Instagram, House of Sin competition, house spelled Haus. So you can definitely follow that. Follow my Instagram, Raychel Revolver, Raychel Revolver, Raychel TV, and I'm on Instagram as well. So yeah, all the social.
Go come out and see a show. The next one's June 13th. You're going to want to be in Milwaukee. It's an awesome show. It's a great time. You're going to have a blast. So come out and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. House of Sin, June 13th. And Danny, you're stuck with me.
Good. I can't think of a person I'd rather be stuck with.
No.
Thank you, Raychel. And keep in mind that all of the What's Hot in the Strip Clubs podcasts, including the Panda Top 20, Bubbling Under, Off the Charts, Classic Remixes, Flashback Friday, Strip Club Music Behind the Strip Club Music Hall of Fame, and Behind the Curtain can be found at what'shotitsc.com.
Thanks for listening to What's Hot in the Strip Clubs with Danny Meyers and Ilan Fong, presented by Panda and Strip Joints Music. You can find us on all major podcast platforms. Thanks for listening.